All right, hello everybody. This is Sergeant Crane here. I'm at the 1st Brigade headquarters with the Brigade S6, Miss Bass, and today we're going to walk you through really quickly how to do the steps to onboard your Galaxy S device and basically associate it with your GoArmy.com account. And we're just going to walk right into it. So the first thing you got to do is you got to look in your .mil email account for an email titled Welcome to Google Apps for Government. The easiest way to do that is just to go to your inbox, go up to the search bar, and search literally for either Welcome to Google Apps for Government or Google Apps for Government or Google Government, whatever. Just search for it, find the email. Inside that email, you're going to find your username and your temporary password. If you don't have that email, you need to go through your chain of command and communicate with your S6 to get an account set up for you, or determine if an account was set up for you and maybe the wrong .mil was used or something like that. So make sure you use your NCO support channel and your chain of command to communicate if you never received that email. So the first step we're going to do is, assuming that we have our username and temporary password, is you go to google.com and you're going to go ahead and click sign in the upper right hand corner. Now, some of you may be already signed in with another account. If that's the case, at the bottom of this window, you're going to see something that says sign in with another account, and click that, and then you'll see this window here. And that's okay. As a good example, your username is the full email address for your account. Now the next step that's going to happen is it's going to ask you to change your password to a permanent password. There are some minimum password requirements that you have to meet, and you can click up there where it says creating a secure password to read about those and understand what those requirements are. Okay, so now we're in. We can go ahead and we're going to go ahead and minimize this here. Well, actually, we're going to go ahead and just log out. So that is the first step, is converting your temporary password to a permanent password. Now, the next step you got to do is go over to your device. And before we get started, I'm going to show you something here which you can do with your apps. A lot of you already have a bunch of apps installed. And as you install apps, they end up being tagged onto the window on the right. If you come down here to your menu button and you do View Type, and you set that up as an alphabetical grid, as you install your apps, they're going to go in and they're going to be loaded into these windows alphabetically, and they're going to be a lot more easier for you to find as you install them and use them. So a real quick tip on that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Play Store, and we're going to look for Device Policy. And this is just an app you install. Basically, this is going to make sure that your device is compliant with the GoArmy.com domain policy. So we're going to install this. And then we're going to open it. Okay, so the first screen here is basically telling us we haven't set up, this app is only for Google Apps for Business, Education, or Government, and since we haven't set up an account for Google Apps for Government on here yet, which is what your at GoArmy.com accounts are, we're going to go ahead and do that by clicking Add Account. And then we're going to click Existing. You don't have the ability to create a new GoArmy.com account, so you're always going to click Existing here. And then it's going to ask you for your email and password for your GoArmy.com account. Okay. Then we're going to hit next. You're just going to hit OK. Who reads that anyway? And it's going to ask you if you want to get started with Google+. You can either click Get Started. It'll walk you through the steps to set up Google+ for your account, or if you can also click Not Now. We'll do that here. I always leave this checked. That way you get some information about Google Play as your account gets going. And you're going to hit skip here. According to the acceptable use policy and the strength 7 sends from Sergeant Major Clemens, it was sent out last fall. We're not authorized to pay for any apps and put them on our phone. So there's no reason or no purpose for you to set up a credit card or billing information through Google Wallet or anything like that. So go ahead and just hit skip here. And then I leave everything checked, and that way all your data from your Google account will stay synced with your phone. And you go ahead and hit next. So now what this is saying here is it's saying it needs your approval to start to make your device in compliance with the application policy. So we're going to hit next and activate. And then your device is going to go out for approval by an administrator. So the administrators, they go in, they approve your device, they make sure, number one, that your device is the right model to be used with the accounts, but number two, they're going to be checking it against authoritative databases that come from our cellular accounts, the USAREC cellular account, and make sure that it's the right ESN and everything. So, at this time, you're not currently authorized to connect your personal device to the GoArmy.com accounts like we're doing here in this video. It must be an issued device. So you're probably asking yourself why, while we're waiting to get the device approved, why we would do this. Because you can theoretically access most of all these tools by just going to the phone's browser and logging into google.com like we did here on the computer's browser. And the reason why you need to do this is, number one, because FRAGO 49, which there will be a link to FRAGO 49 at the bottom of this video in the details section. It says that all USAREC devices must be in compliance with the device policy by the 28th of June. So this is not an option. You have to do these steps. The second part is that it syncs up your device. It allows you to use the Drive app. It allows you to use the Gmail app. It allows you to use the Maps engine, Maps, Google Earth, all that stuff. All those apps that you normally have to sign into your Gmail account to use, you can't use until you do these steps. So, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to back out and see if we have been approved yet. I'm giving the thumbs up here. We'll close the app, come back in. Okay, and then you hit sync. It's going to tell you, hey, you've been approved. Sometimes this could take 5 minutes. I'm lucky enough to have the person sitting next to me. Sometimes it could take a couple hours. In S6 at any level, battalion, brigade, or the G6 can approve devices. So it just has to do with where they're at with their day and how busy they are and all that. But I know they do check it regularly. So just be patient with that. Until they approve your device, you're going to get a series of warnings that keep popping up. No matter what you do, these things are going to keep popping up. Account action required. You can drag it off to the right if you want, but it's going to come back until your device is approved by the administrators. So don't be alarmed when you see that stuff. So again, you have to go through and just confirm, are you sure you want to do all this stuff? You're going to hit OK. And there we go. So now we're seeing, okay, so we've got a couple warnings here. It's saying our password strength is not sufficient. So device password must contain a combination of letters and numbers. What that's saying is this is the password for your device, not for your Google account. Now, I highly recommend that you make your device and your Google account passwords the same because this password here, number one, decrypts your hard drive when you first turn the phone on, and then also unlocks the phone when you know you've hit the power button to shut the phone screen on and stuff like that. So you really want to be using one password, hopefully, and to make it easy, make sure it's the same password as your Google account. So so we're going to go ahead and click on password here, and right now we're actually setting here. Hold on. We're actually setting, I don't want it to, the device password for this device. If it won't take your password, you know, and you finally get one that works, and really you've got to make sure that this is something you're going to remember, because you're going to be using it every day, probably every 15 minutes. And it doesn't happen to match. The one you end up using doesn't happen to match your GoArmy.com account password as a whole that you would log in through the web browser to use. You need to go back to GoArmy, log in through the web browser, and update that password if you're going to keep them both the same. All right, so now we're going to scroll down here, and these are our device policies. We've got one more red flag here, or a yellow triangle, or whatever we're going to call that. And that's just saying we have to encrypt our device. So we're going to click Encrypt Device. You've got to type in your device password. And for those of you who aren't on a touchscreen laptop, you actually need to use the keyboard. So then it's going to say, hey, do you want to encrypt your device? And basically what this is doing is just like your laptop, how when you first turn on the laptop and the BitLocker fires up and asks you for your PIN, the same thing is going to happen from now on with your phone. When you first turn the phone on, it's going to ask you to decrypt the phone hard drive. The checkbox down here at the bottom, fast encryption, when I did my device, I didn't check it. Some people are checking it. I don't really think it matters. It really matters based on what your time constraints are for the day, or what your battery level is on your phone. I know that some people are reporting that the encryption will not start happening, or won't even give you this option to encrypt until you're up to 80% battery strength. So if you don't see this immediately, it's because your phone isn't at 80% yet. So we're going to go ahead, we'll hit fast encryption. And what I'm also being told is your phone has to be plugged in. So, so we're going to go and hit fast encryption. We're going to hit encrypt device. And there's our cute Android guy. I think the time that this takes varies. About 2 minutes, 3 minutes, somewhere in there. And now that it's encrypting and resetting and doing all that stuff, we lost the phone. So as far as the screen. So from this point on, it should be pretty self-explanatory. Everything should work for you exactly like your existing device does. But that basically is a summary of the steps that it takes to onboard your device and get it synced up with your GoArmy account. So feel free to give me reach out to me if you need any help or advice. Definitely reach out to your S6 team through your chain of command. And I will be putting a link to the FRAGO 49 here in the video details section, so you'll be able to open that and read it. It's definitely something that you should become familiar with. It talks about the Google Apps for Government initiative, how everything's working out, however, you know, how it applies to you, and also what information you're authorized to process using your phone and your Google Apps account. So, you know, the implied task there is to get to know the tool that you've been given. If you wait for someone to show you, you might find yourself in trouble with how you're using it. So, you know, I encourage you to look at that link and